and welcome, me as my microphone, welcome to the day where my life went to shit. The worst day in PiinkSparkles history, well, at least in 2023. Drumroll please, the worst things that happened to me in this day. Story time. Terrible time. Here you go, watch it. Watch my misery. Hey cuties! Mwah! Hello. So today I'm going to be doing a story time, kind of answering summer view. It's a good summer view, me during fall. Answering some of your questions that you had during one of my travel vlogs recently. I will leave the vlog down below that I'm gonna be talking about this day. But basically, this is the day where everything went wrong. Literally, I've never had so many things go wrong in a day before. This day was like cursed. I don't know if like mercury was in Gatorade, in the microwave. I don't know what was happening, but something was happening. Later on, might I add, oh, not this squishmallow banana just sticking out here. Let me just cover your bananas at all costs, everyone. Unless the time is right. What the I can't. So later on, I actually realized, I think it was, Mercury was in retrograde, to be real honest. But anyway, I have a notes document. These are all the points. Like, none of these things are made up. This is 100% true story time. Okay, so my boyfriend and I took a trip to BC. We went to a lot of different places. Victoria, we hopped over to Washington. I did a TikTok, a vlog, multiple vlogs about it. Vancouver, Burnaby, Richmond, lots of different things. We went to Nanaimo. We went to Powell River to visit Austin's hometown and bring his mom's ashes with him so that she could visit as well and send pictures to his dad and family. We also visited my grandparents, so it was like a family sentimental trip. Anyway, I speak more about it on the vlog channel, but anyway, the one day was terrible. We were in Victoria. We woke up in Victoria. It was one of our last full days in Victoria, or I mean in BC, and we woke up comfy. The Airbnb was beautiful. Good morning, everybody. Here's our view in the morning. Like, it's beautiful. There's some little boats here. Like, gorgeous. We woke up to boats and a view of, I don't know if it's a river or a, we woke up to a body of water. Geographical Sparkles is not sparkling right now. Gorgeous. The bed was super comfy. The blankets were great. The Airbnb host was amazing. Like, they were so sweet. They seemed like an older couple that just, you know, like were rich and had like this beautiful apartment that they rented out. I don't know. It was just a really good Airbnb experience. So the breakfast that we just got a local cafe down the street. I think it was called like Vic Cafe or something like that, like Victoria Cafe. It was very, very good. If you guys want to see what I got, again, the vlog for that is linked down below. I got an iced matcha latte. It was very like granule at the bottom. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst I've had. So Austin's coffee was cold. These are very minor things, okay? The food was banging, filled us up. It was fresh ingredients. We're all good. We had food in our bellies. Let's not complain, right? Like that's not like what this worst day was about. Now, the TV from where the bed was, also like the bed folded up into the wall, and I was like scared in the middle of the night having some like Final Destination shit where like the bed would go whoosh, and then I'd fold up like a pretzel or like an envelope or something like that, and I'd like die. But it didn't happen, so we're thankful for that. But the TV was positioned like at the opposite side of the room. The TV's way over there. Because there was also a living room where normal people watch TV, or where people typically watch TV. I hate having to like censor myself because people are gonna be like, I have a TV in my bedroom. PiinkSparkles says I'm not normal. Girl. We were joking like we should get our binoculars out so we can actually see the TV and see what's happening. We didn't want to turn it up too loud because we didn't want to disrupt the people next to us. And also like there were so many windows, it was glaring. That again is a minor issue, but I think we thought it was just like funny, right? Like it was just like a funny thing. This is the part where, this is the only part in here that I'm just not gonna really elaborate on. But basically Austin and I got into a big fight. At the time, not gonna lie, I wanted to leave. I wanted to like just take my own airplane back, but we did all like the family stuff already. So it was kind of just like finishing the day and like going home kind of thing. I could have just taken my own ferry back. I'm independent woman, you know what I mean? Like I could have just got myself out of there. I told Austin like I'm just gonna fake it through the day and be happy and put a happy face on, put a happy smile on my face, because I was actually very, very, very upset and hurt about something that he did, whatever. It's nothing to do with cheating. Before anyone's like, well, did he cheat on you? like, no, it was nothing like that. Nothing through his phone or anything like that. I hate when people speculate, and I like to just squash rumors before they happen. It was just like a very disrespectful thing that he did to me, period. Anyways, not gonna get into what it was because I know people like to drag out things. People just like to know what it is. They don't just want to hear a story and say like, oh, something happened. They're like, wait, what happened? What was it? It was just a personal thing. It was a big fight. Relationships have fights. I'm a little bit bitter about it, I'd say now, but I am past it. We moved past it. And throughout the day, because of everything going wrong, we kind of just came together and we're like, this is just a crappy day altogether. But yeah, something just happened that I didn't like. And I just didn't want to talk to him. I didn't talk to him for 3 hours. I just didn't talk to him. I just didn't want to talk to him. I was kind of over it, to be honest. And maybe that's what started. Now that I'm thinking of it, maybe my negative energy pulled out this day. And don't be negative. I used to say all the time, no bad days. Well, I had a bad day. It was honestly one of the biggest fights in our relationship. Not the biggest, but I'd say top 5 for sure. Anyways, just bad vibes. There was just a little argument between me and him that was actually, I'm actually just kind of over it right now, but I'm trying to not ruin this trip. It's just I don't know, it's just bad energy. So when I say I wanted to fake it, basically I wanted to just put my emotions on hold because we were still on vacation and I didn't want this to ruin the vacation, but I can't hide my emotions. Anyways, I'm just not gonna get into it. But anyway, there was just a big fight and we were just trying to put everything on pause so that we could end the vacation on a positive note and not have such negative, you know what I mean? So I was getting ready. I was putting on my makeup. Austin went down, he left the Airbnb for a bit while I was getting ready because I was in such a bad mood. And I'm getting ready and my phone was on silent. I'm doing my makeup on the mirror, right? And then also I lean back and I can see my phone light up. So I look over and my mom's phoning me. I can see my mom's phoning me. So I'm like, what the heck? Okay. I didn't hear it because my phone was on silent. So I get it and she is losing it. She's freaking out. She's like, oh my God, Samantha. Oh my God, Samantha. Oh my God. And I'm like, what? What? First of all, I'm in a different freaking province. Now my heart drops. My anxiety, it goes up and I'm like, what is happening? And I'm trying to calm her down. What happened? And I'm having flashbacks because one of the last times I took a trip, my cousin actually passed away. Anyway, so that's all I can think of, and my heart is sinking, and she was freaking out. Basically said, I've been trying to phone you 5 times. I tried to phone you 5 times and you weren't answering. I'm gonna be super late for work. She was having trouble with the house alarm, it wasn't cooperating with her. I don't know if she forgot the code or what happened because she was in such a panic, but basically she was like, I'm gonna be so late for work and I'm gonna hit rush hour traffic and your house alarm is going off and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my God. So I was trying to calm her down, and that put me in a panic too. And I was like, oh my God. So anyway, it was all good. My house was all good. The alarm was all good. It just she made it to work on time. It was okay, that was a little bit of a slip up, but still it was such a panic. When you get a panicking phone call from your family member when you're not even in the city, it makes you panic. So I put my phone on to loud or whatever so that if anyone needs to get a hold of me. My bad for putting my phone on silent or not taking it off of silent. It was just a fight kind of screwed me up. I always keep my phone on silent when I'm sleeping, but when I wake up, I turn it on. But I just forgot to because of all the craziness that was happening. So got that sorted out, good. So I finished my makeup. I look cute for the day, or I think I look cute. I thought it was a cute little outfit, cute hairstyle, and Austin comes back up, whatever. He's just on the bed. I'm vlogging, and to be honest, those clips were me just pausing my emotions, but I was just trying to because when I turned off that camera, we weren't speaking, or I wasn't speaking. It was just a bad time. So I'm getting my suitcase packed. We're about to leave. We have to be out of the Airbnb in 10 minutes. So I'm getting my last bits of stuff, spraying perfume, deodorant, last touch up things, putting my shoes on. All of a sudden I hear him swear and him say the F word and then shit. I look over, right? And he's like, oh my God, great. And he's not looking at me and he's like, oh my God. And he's over at the corner of the room, where the blinds are. And he's like, just great, where the balcony is. And he's visibly upset. And I'm not gonna be a cold-hearted bitch and hold a grudge. So I was like, what's wrong? He was trying to there was this big, huge chain. These windows, if you saw the clips, they're huge windows for this Airbnb. Also, my armpits are probably hairy, I don't care. So this chain is very, very big to it's a pull chain type thing. It snapped. In the last 10 minutes of us being in this Airbnb and having to check out, it snapped. And it didn't just snap off the the hanger or anything like that, or off the track, or at the part where it clips. It snapped in half. There's no way to fix that. You need a new chain. And I was and I kind of giggled because not at him, not at that, but just because everything, I could just sense the day was not a good day and things were just not working out. I started speaking. This is when I started speaking to him. So I guess it wasn't 3 hours. It was 2 hours maybe. I didn't speak to him. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So then I walked up and looked and he's like, oh my God. And he's like trying to like, there's no like stools. The bed is too far away to get up there. He's like, oh my God, I could see if I could like try to fix this. He's like, but I don't have time and I don't have the tools. And he's like, now I'm gonna get charged on Airbnb and we're gonna get this charge and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like I don't even know how much a chain would be or how much an Airbnb host would charge for that, right? So I was like, oh. But we're gonna be honest and we're gonna message the Airbnb host and just say like, hey, the chain snapped. He took a picture of it and he was like, I apologize so much. He didn't even like yank on it either, like 100% he didn't. He was just trying to like put the blinds either up or down, I forget, and it literally just broke. And the Airbnb host was super nice, thank goodness, and honest. Thank goodness. He sent a message like just apologizing and stuff, and then they replied and they said that has happened before. There's been problems with that chain. I didn't want to say the name, but like her husband, I would assume, would come and look at it as soon as we left, and just not to worry about it, and thank you for sending the picture and thank you for being honest, is what she said. So it made us feel a little bit like a breath of fresh air, like thank goodness. So we left the Airbnb, did all the instructions. Oh wait. So Austin's like, you know what? I just need to go outside for a smoke because of everything. And I'm just gonna pull out of the Airbnb spot because the Airbnb now, we had like 3 minutes to get out of there. We didn't want to get another charge, right? For like late or whatever. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll just wait here because we had to like bring up the keys and leave them in there or something like that. Yeah, so he just went down there and he's like, and I'll pull the car around, right? So that we can just like come bring down the rest of the stuff. So he brought his stuff down, pulled into a spot that was kind of across the street, like near, I think it was like a restaurant or a strip mall or something like that, whatever. And I'm like, okay, Samantha, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, daily affirmations. I'm like, you're a bad bitch. You're on vacation. This is a big fight, but just there's bigger things in the world to worry about right now. Yes, you're hurt. Yes, you're upset, but just try to make the most out of it. So not, I shouldn't say fake everything, but just like put your emotions on hold and then deal with it after. So that's what I did. I was like literally in the mirror, like. So he comes back up. We do one little last sweep, both of us, of the apartment, making sure we have all of our chargers. His charger was actually still plugged in, so good thing we did. And then we proceeded down. And then we get down there to put my suitcase in because that's the only thing we had left, and my body and my purse. And he's like, are you kidding me? And I went, what? And he's like, I got a parking ticket. Literally, it was like 5 minutes that he had parked there for, and like this park, they were a parking police. They were the parking police. They gave him a parking ticket within 5 minutes, and he was like, oh my God, love that we got a parking ticket. Like it was just the icing on the cake, you know what I mean? Like more money. Okay, so then because I looked cute, I wanted to get a place to take some Instagram pictures. So we drove around a little bit, and I was like, it's Victoria, like we could find like a really like cute place. So we found this like kind of like, not abandoned, maybe it was abandoned, but I think I like that for the outfit that I had on. Like I wanted just like a like kind of rusticy background, and I was like, ooh, right there. So we like turned around, pulled back around, parked the car, walked to it, and then we were about to go in, and Austin's like, there's a sign here that says like no trespassing or you'll get like a big fine or something. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, and part of me wanted to be like, we're just taking pictures, right? And then the other part of me had these like flashbacks to all these like drama channels that used to make videos about me. And like I had this like picture in my head of like this drama channel being like, PiinkSparkles trespassing. Like, oh, I just didn't want it. You know, and there's like video proof and like pictures and evidence. So I was like, no, we're not doing this, whatever. So we found a different place, in a public place to take pictures. So legally, we got on the ferry. It was our last ferry, so that was good. We went back from Victoria to Vancouver, and we got on the ferry just fine, so that was good. Thumbs up. If we didn't get on the ferry, this story would have been a lot worse, but we got on the ferry, so glad. Sorry about this camera. So we're on the ferry, and Austin starts to get seasick, and we've been on like multiple ferries. I don't understand why he's getting seasick now, but it was a very like bumpy ride. Like it was very like, and his emotions weren't the greatest anyway, so I think that had to go into play with it. This day was just cursed, honestly. He had to lay there and put his hat over his face. I turned off the radio and like just watched TikTok silently, edited just like very, very silent so he could sleep and have rest. During that, all of a sudden there's an announcement, and I rolled down my window because like we can't really hear these announcements. They're very like muffled. Announcement: there has been a gray backpack turned turned in. If you can come up and identify it, because we're about to land in like 10 or 15 minutes, please come retrieve your things. There's a backpack that was left on the upper cabin or something like that. That's what they said. And we were literally just there so I could charge my phone so he could get, I think he got like a poutine or something like that to like take his mind off of it. He's like, I need to eat something or whatever, get some water, and I needed to charge my phone anyway. So I'm like, should I wake him up? Like, that sounds like his backpack. So I look in the back and his backpack's not there. So I don't know if he had put it in the trunk, and I didn't really want to wake him because he was sleeping and sick, but I was like, I have to. So I wake him up and I'm like, did you leave your backpack upstairs? They just made an announcement. He's like, oh my God. And he looks back and he's like, Jesus. And he was so sick. I felt so bad. So he went all the way back up, came back down with his backpack. They leave. So thank goodness. See, I always say like, oh, this is the most negative day, blah, blah, blah. It was. But there are some people, good people in the world. There were some good things that happened. There were some blessings, but there were also some curses. He got the backpack. Thank goodness. There was nothing taken out of it. People were nice and honest, and that's what matters. So we got off the ferry just fine, and we were heading to Washington. So we were going to cross the border. There was no gas station from the ferry, or maybe there was, but we just didn't see it. From the ferry to Washington, there might be a lineup at the border. Also, there's a point when you're about to cross the border where like you can't stop and you can't turn around, or else like I don't know what happens, but like you can't, like it's illegal to. So I was like, I need to pee. I needed to pee so bad, and I didn't need to pee on the ferry. So I was like, oh my God, I need to pee so bad, like so bad. Like I was like, I can't. But I had like a drink, and I was like, I have to like throw the drink out the window and pee in this. Like, and that's so embarrassing. That's so like degrading. But I'm like, my bladder's about to burst. Like I have to pee so bad, and I was holding it. Like 20 minutes went by, and I was like, oh, like I'm like gonna like puke at this point. So he just like pulled off on this random road, and I don't know, I just like peed in a bush. Anyway, I've peed in a bush so many times. It's illegal, cool. How like sus when you're about to cross the border, but like I needed to go, and there was no gas stations, there was no turn off. Austin was having like anxiety over it because I was like, I'm gonna pee, I'm gonna pee, like I don't care. So we get in the car, everything's good. We drive. 5 minutes after that, we found a gas station. I was like, are we kidding? Like, we had drove for a total of like half an hour, and then we see a gas station like 5 minutes after. I was like, of course there's a gas station right there. So we actually went in there. I went pee again because I had to pee so bad. And I peed at the gas station for like literally like 30 seconds solid. Like I was like, how was this much liquid in me from what? The hatred in my heart for Austin in the morning? Like what? The blind breaking, the fine was just like turned into liquid? Like I don't understand. So he gets a drink, and then he, for some reason, starts getting such bad anxiety about the border crossing. And I'm like, are you okay? Do you want me to drive? And he's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, there's so many things going wrong, it's like messing with my head. And I was like, everything's gonna be okay. But you know, like if somebody's having anxiety, you just telling them like it's gonna be okay isn't gonna help, right? Like that's not gonna help. Like it's being supportive, but like it's not gonna take away their anxiety. I just felt so bad for him. Like he was like almost at the point of like hyperventilating. Like he couldn't really breathe, he couldn't focus. It was just a really like, so it was just a bad time. Everything's okay, like we have nothing illegal in the vehicle, like we're just crossing over the border to get like hamburgers and sauces, you know what I mean? We're gonna be everything's gonna be okay. He's like, yeah, I don't know why I'm having this anxiety, like I know it's gonna be okay, but I'm just having like he was like and we waited at the border crossing, I'd say for maybe 40 minutes it took. Go to the border agent, and they were so nice, and they let us go in like 20 seconds. Like they were like, what are you here for? We're like, Jack in the Box and Walmart. He like made us go through, no problem. And I thought that would make Austin like have a sigh of relief, but it just like made him more anxious. He was like, I can't, you know, like take this anxious feeling away. And the car that we had, the rental car, it wasn't in miles per hour, it was in kilometers per hour. So he had to basically kind of just guess his speed. Mine has like both, but this was like an electronic one, and we were trying to figure out how to switch it, and it was just causing more stress for him. So our first stop was Jack in the Box. If you guys saw my TikTok on it, Austin ordered something, but he couldn't eat it because he was so anxious. So I ordered something, he ordered malta sticks or something with a ranch dip. They forgot all our sauces, so I just thought that was something just to add. Like I was like, haha, like this is literally Canada. I was like, hi McDonald's. So when we crossed the border, Austin's phone all of a sudden like completely stops working. This is like so stupid that it's funny now. Like these aren't like life-changing things. These are very like first world problems. Like they're not like, so I can laugh about them. It's okay to laugh, but his phone just didn't work. And I've said this before on the vlog channel, we have crossed the border and his phone doesn't work. He turns on his data roaming, doesn't work. He's talked to his cell phone provider and they've been like, oh yeah, for sure, we'll fix that. They fix it and it doesn't work. Like he's went in like multiple times to see if he can get it to work, doesn't work. Like it never works. I'm like, what is this? Mine doesn't work, but if I flip on my like data roaming, it worked. We don't have a GPS in the vehicle. We don't know where we're going. We don't have a map. So good thing for mine, I'm probably gonna get a big bill for it because data roaming costs a lot, but like we needed to do it, so it's no problem. But it was just so annoying to like having to keep flipping on my data roaming and like typing in like addresses where we needed to go. So that again caused his anxiety to rise again and more stuff that we were having to deal with. We walked into Walmart, and I think because of his overwhelmed emotions, we got into another fight as soon as we stepped into Walmart. And I was at that point like over it, like over like the fight and stuff like that, but him starting a fight, this time he started a fight, and I was like, hell no. Like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, I'm not dealing with this. Leave me in the United States. Like, I love America. I'll be here. Like, leave me at Walmart. There's everything I need is in this freaking Walmart right now. So I was like, no. So I just like kind of like started just walking, because I'm not, first of all, I'm not fighting at Walmart. That's embarrassing. I'm not having like people listening to a fight. That's embarrassing. Anyways, he basically like raised his voice at me. I didn't hear him. He was like, you're not effing listening to me. And I legit didn't hear him. And you guys know, like, I have like, I don't know, I'm not deaf, but like I have some subscribers before have been like, PiinkSparkles, and like I haven't heard them, and I'm like walking like this, and then they come up to me, they're like, I said your name like 3 times. I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, I literally need my ears cleaned out. Like, I just like, I didn't hear. So me not hearing him starting a fight like that, I was like, no, absolutely not. Not after like this happened during the day and like we squashed it. Nope. We got good stuff at Walmart. Bless. God bless. I was like, I'm just not dealing with this fight right now. Let's put this on the back burner. We also had to go to 3 different places to get buzz balls. Not that big of a deal, but again, the emotions were heightened, and I was like, God forbid, we gotta go to 3 different places. We did everything in the States, and then we're going back to Richmond is where we were staying. So here's where it gets like red flag, red flag. Well, before that, on the way back, I started to feel randomly super sick, like stomach sick, huge headache. I don't know what happened. It like came out of nowhere. Maybe I ate something wrong, but like sick. Like I was about to like puke out the window, like sick. So I just hopped in the back and I used Austin's like travel pillow. And then like, I just was like laying back there trying to sleep. Like, I don't know what it was. Like I was just like so sick. And I obviously had to hop back in the seat for the border crossing because I didn't want to be like sus or anything like that. As soon as we crossed the border, we didn't have that long of a drive to get to our Airbnb in Richmond. So I was like, I'm gonna go try to lay back there again. I was so sick. It's like our bodies switched places because he was now fine and I was like, to be able to get back into our country and cross the border, I feel like that is a blessing, and that is something that is really good because a lot of people get pulled off to the side, and we were very honest, and the car in front of us actually got pulled off to the side. So if we were that one car, we would have got pulled off to the side. Wouldn't have been an issue because we have nothing, you know, bad that we're bringing back, but it just would have taken hours and hours, and I was feeling so sick. So I am really thankful for that. So the Airbnb. Okay, here we go. So Austin's like, we're about to pull up, and I said, okay. So I got up and I was like, oh, I was like so sick, but like better because I had like a nap. I drank lots of water. I was just kind of feeling like off at that point and just wanting to go lay down in the Airbnb. And he's like, the Airbnb guy is gonna meet us at the car door. And I'm like, what? Maybe, I don't know. I've stayed in a lot of Airbnbs. I've never heard of that happening before. Usually they have like instructions or how to get in there or a code or a fob or, you know, something like that. Or you buzz and you're like, oh, for room this. Like that's what I've experienced. But again, like maybe that is a common thing, but I thought that was weird. Pull over and like the guy's like standing right at the car door, and I'm like just like standing there or sitting there in the car, sorry. He's like, hi, I'm gonna show you where to park for my parking spot. So we're like, okay. So he like walks into the parking garage. We follow him, and then he shows us. We park there, and he like is like waiting for us to get out. And like we have a lot of stuff. Like we just went to like the States. We have bags. We have carry-on bags. We have, so we're like, how about we just like bring up our suitcases and like one of the bags of food or something like that, and then we'll come back down, because it was like weird for him to just like stand there staring at us. So he's like, hi. I'm not gonna say his name or anything like that. We get out of the car and he's like, hi. He's very, very, very nice. He says his name. He shows us like where the elevator is. It's actually very nice of him to do that. But we get in the elevator and he's like, I'm not even kidding, dead ass says, just so you know, if anyone asks you, they're not going to ask you, but if anyone asks you if you're staying in an Airbnb, just say no. Just say I'm gonna call him Paul. His name's not Paul, but I'm just gonna call him Paul. He's like, just say that you're staying at your friend Paul's place. Do not tell anyone you're staying in an Airbnb. We're like, what? I was like, red flag, red flag. At this point, low-key, I was starting to feel way better. Like I was like just tired at that point, so thank goodness for that. But I was like, and then Austin's like, okay. And he's like, yeah, but no one will ask. But just in case like somebody in the hallway or something asks you if you're staying in Airbnb, just say no. Just say you're staying at Paul's place. And I was like, why? What? This sounds like a scam. Like, I don't know. It's whatever. So we get into the Airbnb. He like lets us in and he like shows us the Airbnb. He was very, very nice though. I will give him that. Like very, very sweet. Yeah, he gave us his key and just said, I hope you guys have a good stay. And if you need anything, do not message on the Airbnb app. Like, here's my number. Again, I was like, red flag. Like, to me, this is a red flag. He shuts the door and we're kind of just like standing there like, what? Oh, another thing. It said there was a hot tub in Austin. That's what he wanted, was a hot tub, because he just wanted to relax after like that stressful day. So we ask Paul, or Austin asks Paul, where's the hot tub? And he's like, oh, sorry, the hot tub is closed for renovations. We're like, like, of course it is. Like, of course it is. So anyways, he leaves and it smells in there. It smells like, not cat pee, I don't want to say exactly cat pee, but like dingy kind of. The bed, I wish I took pictures. Again, I'm not like lying or making this up, but again, I don't want to also expose the place because then people will like go sleuthing and find it, and I don't want to like, also I just went red because I just started itching my chest here. I'm not like breaking out. Paul's energy is breaking out on me. His name's not Paul, but the bed is legit like this thick and it's like so low down to the ground. The pillows are like this. I was like, anyways, and then I go to like pull back because I always check for bed bugs because that's just what I do at anywhere I'm staying at, even if it's a 5-star hotel. I pull back and there's like 3 hairs, like 3 long and different kind of hairs all on the bed right there. I'm like, so you can just tell like the sheets weren't washed and they kind of had like a yellowish tinge, and I put my nose on them. They were like so mildewy smelly. They were, I don't know if it was just the apartment in general that made them that smell, but they were like, I could just tell that they were unwashed. They were gross. And I was like, ugh, like I don't feel like taking off my clothes and like laying in here. I'm not a princess, I'm not prissy, but this Airbnb was like $350 a night. We could go stay in a hotel for $350 a night. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, so Austin was like, I'm just gonna go downstairs and get some of the bags, right? He's like, I'm so over this. So he went, I just went pee. I went pee. There was a ring around the toilet. There was a ring around the bathtub. And then there was like this much toilet paper left on the roll. There was another roll, granted, underneath. So it wasn't a big deal, but just like the mirror was like foggy. It seemed like a 1-star hotel, like a motel that was like, you know, like you get what you pay for kind of thing. But at the same time, like it was our last sleep there. I didn't want to spend it like in a place like that. So I had cheese that I bought in the States and it needed to be cold. It was still cold, thank goodness, but I opened the fridge and it was like sticky, slimy, and I was like, I don't even want to put my cheese in here that's in a package. So I just was like, no, like I don't want to stay here. Like I'm not like this like prissy. Also, there was no TV in the room. Like I don't even know. And the couch was fine. There was like Wi-Fi passwords, and there was like a Wi-Fi password and it was crossed out, like handwritten, and another Wi-Fi password, it was crossed out, and another, and I was like, what is this? So I went out onto the balcony because there was a balcony. It was very nice for a balcony. So I went out there and there was one chair and it was like a camping chair of like a kid's cartoon character. Camping chair. Like just sitting there. I was like, okay, so we both can't just... I was like, what is this? I was like, I don't want to stay here. Like, I just don't want to stay here, whatever. Like, I'll bite the bullet. I'll pay the $350. I'll buy the new hotel because I'm the one that's like complaining. No problem. I'll wait till Austin comes back. Bless his soul. He grabbed all the rest of the bags. I thought he was gonna go grab just a few. He had them all. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry to say this, but I don't want to stay here. And he's like, you know what? I kind of figured I don't want to stay here either. Like, I didn't even want to open my suitcase. Like, it was that gross. And I'm not like, I just want to tell you guys, like, I'm not like complaining and being like, oh, it's not good for me. Like, for the price we were paying and for the last night and for the shitty day we had and the sketchiness. Also, so Austin went onto the app and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna say to him that I'm dissatisfied. I'm not gonna leave a negative review, but I was wondering if I could get my money back or partial money back because we're only gonna stay there for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. He does that before we even leave the room, and he opens it and the Airbnb listing says a woman's name. And I don't want to give too much away in case people go to try to frickin' find it, but it literally said a girl's name, like Patricia. It was like Patricia's comfy abode. It was like so like serene sounding and like beautiful sounding. I'm like, this, that was not Patricia's beautiful nook. Beautiful little nook. I was like, this is not, I thought his name was Paul. So I was like, this is just way too sketchy. Like, what? If somebody asks you, say that you're not with Airbnb. Why? So Austin did message him on Airbnb and just in case like anything happened, like with asking for a refund, Airbnb would have it on record, right? So we just like grabbed our stuff and left and just get a new hotel. Let's just get a hotel, right? There's probably dozens of hotels. So, okay, so there were some notes that I forgot. The walls had like stains or spots on them and like black marks on them. The carpet was very dirty. Yes, the carpet was so dirty. Bed sheet stunk and there was hair and like dirt. There was also like dirt pieces. When I pulled back the curtain, the bed sheets even more, there was like little like dirt pieces. Like it obviously wasn't washed. I didn't even want to put my butt on the toilet seat. That's how like gross it was. We weren't comfortable. We basically just were not comfortable. So we just went back to the car to find a hotel because we didn't even want to like sit there and be there because it was so like dirty. We started looking for a hotel. We found one in Richmond. I think it was the Holiday Inn or it was the Ramada. Good reviews, whatever. It's near us. It's like 5 minutes away. Let's go do it. I was like, thank goodness. And I know like Austin won't get his money back right away, if he will even get his money back, but I was like, I will pay you for that Airbnb and I will pay for this hotel that we're gonna stay at. He books it on Expedia. We go there. Okay, this was, I can't remember the day. I think this was like September 19th. Oh yeah, September 18th. So we were wanting to book for September 18th that night. And he's like, I'll just book it on mine and then you can pay me back. It was like between $300 and $350 for that Airbnb, I should say. Between that and then the hotel we were gonna stay at was like $370. So we were spending like over $600 for one night. And I was like, yes, I will pay you back. I will pay you back. I will go twerk on OnlyFans. Like I'll show all my boobs. Like I don't care. Like your girl will work for that, for these 2 nights. Like honestly, like I just want to stay in a hotel, right? It's just about the comfortability. If you're not comfortable somewhere, don't stay there. So all jokes aside, he books it. It's confirmed. We have reservations. We both sigh relief. We pull into the parking lot and I was like, beautiful. But there was a McDonald's drive-through. I was like, woo! Like this is like, woo! This is our spot. Austin goes and I'm like sitting in the car. I'm like, oh, I'm just like oh, relieved. I don't feel sick anymore. I feel happy. I don't feel gross. I just want to shower. He's in there for a while. And he's just checking in. I was like, oh, maybe it's busy. He comes back out and goes like this to me. And I went, what do you mean no? No what? No what? We have reservations. What do you mean no? So he comes back and I'm like looking at him the whole time. I'm like in disbelief. Like it was like a cartoon. I felt like this could be like a comic strip or something because I'm like waiting for him to open the door. Like, what do you mean no? Like, did somebody just get like mugged in there? Like, what? Is there no one working there? Maybe I thought maybe we needed to wait a while. He comes back in the car and he says, this is what he says. Like, literally, this is him. He's like, so. And I hear that and I'm like, what is happening here? He goes, I went up to the front and the lady was super nice. And I said, I have reservations for today. I just booked it on Expedia. And she's like, no problem. She pops it up. And then she's like, I'm sorry, name again? And then he's told the name. She's like, can I see the confirmation number or whatever? And he shows it to her and she's like, oh, I see your reservation. You booked it for October 5th or 6th or something like that. What? How? How did you book it for October 5th? It's literally September 18th. How does that happen? What? He just went onto Expedia and looked at hotels and he just went off of the date that they put on there and he assumed that it was tonight. But this time it was like 10:30 p.m. So they're probably not gonna have tonight automatically selected. Why couldn't you? So I'm not mad at him anymore. We literally have no beef. We just literally hate this day. We hate this day. We hate everything about this. We hate Paul. We hate Patricia's cozy little cabin. Like we hate everything. Where I was like, October 2nd. He booked it for October 2nd, it said. And I was like, how? Why would it go to October 2nd? Wouldn't it just go to like September 19th or like 20th or something like that? Like why so? Anyway, I was like, well, can't we just like change it on Expedia? And he said, yeah, I asked the girl at the front, can we just like get a room? And she was like, yeah, no problem. And she looked it up and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. We're booked up for tonight. I literally can't. Like, what is this? I was in the twilight zone. Sleep in the car? Like for tonight, like I don't know, like literally I was about to. Like, let's sleep in the car or let's just go to the airport, I guess, because we're leaving in the morning. Or actually, our flight wasn't until like 3. So let's just go chill in the airport. Like I was so over it. So what do we do now? We get back in the car. Austin is like messaging Expedia. Also, Expedia, I like am a ride hard for Expedia because Expedia has been always amazing to me. So one time I got a migraine. This was like years ago, but I had a trip planned and I got a migraine like the day of, and I was checking in like a few hours before. The one that I chose was like 24 hours or more cancellation policy for a full refund, and I messaged them and I explained like I have a migraine, I'm so sorry, like I can't make it. They gave me a full refund. Like that's so amazing. Every time I've dealt with Expedia, they've been nothing but amazing. Like they're so good. So he messages them. They were like, oh, I'm so sorry about that, sir, even though he did it, but they were like so apologetic, like in Expedia, like book with Expedia. I'm not sponsored at all, but like Expedia. So he just says like, hey, when do you think I'll get like a refund? And they said 2 to 5 business days or something. So I was like, oh my god, okay, let's look for another hotel, but like let's look for today, like September 18th or 19th or whatever it was. I was like, do we look for September 19th now, because technically it's midnight? Like it was non-refundable, but they were so accommodating and gave us a full refund. 5 to 7 business days, that's what it was. So now we're looking for tonight, like for the night we were staying in. They were literally anywhere between $500 to $600 a night. So now that's over like $1,000 for one night. And we're like, keep in mind it's the end of the trip, so we've already spent how much money on Airbnbs and hotels and like everything else. So I'm like, this is insane. So we found one and it was like $350, and I was like, okay, and it looked great reviews. I was like, yes, let's do that one. It was a 45-minute drive. We had already been driving and we were just like so over it. I was like, oh my god. So then anyways, we found one. Oh, here, let me read this to you. During this, Austin dropped the car key in between the seat and we were struggling to reach for it. We were moving the seat back and forth for 5 minutes and we finally got it. So then we found one on Granville Street. So I think that's in Vancouver anyways. And it was below 400. I think it was like 380 or something. And we just booked it and hoped for the best. And it was a 19-minute drive. Not that bad. So we were like, yes, like let's do it. So hold on. So we're driving there and I was like, so we booked it and Austin's like, I don't even care. I'll spend like $5,000 like right now. Like I don't even care. I'll spend my life savings. Like I just want a place to sleep and like a place to lay my head. And I was like, I just want a shower because I feel like gross at this point. And I was like, and my cheese is getting warm from the States. So we drive to Granville and I like just like search the area or whatever, and I pop it up and all of a sudden all these news stories are like Granville Street is on fire. And I was like, what? Like, first of all, it's not funny. What? Apparently, one of the hotels or buildings was like a block within a block or whatever away from our hotel. A building had just burned down or burnt, or I shouldn't say burned down. But like, I was like, oh my god, what are we going into? I'm watching videos on TikTok, on Facebook, and like Granville Street is like smoke and like on fire. It was like 24 hours ago and I was like, are you kidding me? Engulfed in smoke. Okay, luckily when we got there was like no smoke or anything. You could kind of smell like a little bit of charred out there, but I was like, I don't care. We pull up. It wasn't the greatest area outside, but honestly, I don't care. Like, I don't care. When there's like homeless people, I don't know the right terminology, but like, you know, I'm very respectful. They're not there to harm you. They're having a hard time. Their life is hard. If they don't bother you, it doesn't bother me, like at all. Some people have different opinions, whatever, but just like, it's a sad thing to see and witness. Some people are like scared or like ew or whatever, but for me, that's their life. That's their life. They don't need extra people hating on them, right? It just doesn't do any good to the world. Like, if there's no need or reason to say gross or to be scared of them or anything like that. Like, I don't know, I just don't like that. So Austin's like, hey, I'm gonna go in there and get our hotel keys. I was like, okay, no problem. There's a lot of people out that night, and then I just rolled down the window a bit and I was like, charred air. So all of a sudden I hear some guy go, oh yeah baby, yeah, woo, yeah, work it, oh, you're getting me. And I was like, I need to see what it is. I have to see what it is. I like turned around, couldn't see anything because it's like 11 p.m. So I like took my head out the window and I look and I was like, I started laughing, not out loud, obviously. Across the street, there's this like XXX, like girls place that has like shadowed windows. And there's this guy up on the up on the building like this. Like, there was no girl. I couldn't see a girl in there, but I think he was just like imagining. His intrusive thoughts got the best of him. He was like, yeah. We were just so happy to have a place to lay, and it was actually sad seeing all the people around. He came out, he was like this, and we were like, to each other through the windshield, like, woo, like, yes. So anyways, we did get McDonald's at that drive-thru. So we go to park, we park. Are we gonna get charged for the chain on top of it? We've spent like $800, $900-ish on hotels. We're like, we don't care because the other two will probably be a refund. The Expedia one for sure will be a refund, they said, but we're not sure about the Airbnb one with the weirdo Paul. Also, parking was an extra $35 a night, so we're like, oh yeah, just tack it on. Like, just tack it on at this point. So we get into the elevator, and this guy comes on, and he's like really, really sweaty. I'm just like standing there. I'm in such a good mood at this point because I'm like thank goodness, like things worked out, and like how much shitty things went wrong. Like there's so many other things that could go wrong, right, in the world. This guy comes in and he doesn't even push a button. So we're on like, I don't know what, like the 12th floor? We're on the 12th floor. So we click 12 and he comes on. He doesn't even acknowledge the buttons on the elevator, and he just looks at us and he's like, you guys going my way? How do we know what way you're going? We don't know. What kind of sentence is that? Like, what way? We don't know where, sir, I don't know where your hotel room is. Like, where are you going? And he just like kept looking at us. And so Austin was like, where are you going? And he was like ready to like push it for him. And the guy's like, the food, where'd you get that from? And he like is directing his attention to our McDonald's bags. I'm sorry, McDonald's is like the biggest chain in the world. Like, how do you not know McDonald's? Everything was now comical to me at this point. I was laughing at, not at him, obviously I would never like laugh at him, but inside I'm like, I was like, and he's like, where'd you get that from? And Austin's like, oh, McDonald's. And he's like, oh, where? Austin goes, in Richmond. And he said, yeah, he's still, we're now going up in the elevator because he hasn't pushed a button, hasn't told us where he wants to go. So whatever, we're just having a conversation with this guy. So we're going up, and the guy goes, oh, I gotta go buy a car there tomorrow. And Austin's like, oh, that's cool. I wish you all the best for that. And then he's like, what floor are you guys going to? And we said 12. And then he goes, 12? I can't even count that high. Me? And then as soon as our elevator dings at 12, he's like, ugh, I gotta go all the way back down to 3. And he pushes 3 and we're like, have a good day. Like, we didn't know, we tried to help him. We literally run to our room like little 5-year-old kids. Like, we were so excited. We had 2 beds. It was a huge room. I think maybe they may have reduced the price because Granville Street was burning, but it was a beautiful hotel. Like, it wasn't beautiful, but it was a nice hotel. Clean sheets, clean bedding, 2 beds, a balcony, windows, a nice view. We were just like, ah, yes. I just hopped right in the shower. I forgot shampoo and I forgot conditioner, and I did not care. I just was like, just wanted to wash my hair with water at this point. I had body wash. Well, I used Austin's, but whatever. I'll just wash my hair like the next day when we're at home. But like, my hair was like gross, but it just felt so good to just lay in clean sheets, and I was just like so thankful. We're showering, we're laughing, we're cracking jokes, we're just having a good time, and then we're about to go into our bed and eat McDonald's and watch TV. There was a TV on the wall, there was a view, we were so happy. What is happening here? I'll show you guys a good thing. Look at our view. But yeah, we actually have a really, really nice view. We have a very, very nice view, and windows and air conditioning, and it's a huge room, so we're happy about that. Like, it's big. We have 2 TVs. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
We're gonna use up this whole room tonight. We're gonna run both TVs, shower all night, AC max, every light on.
The shower, we both showered. It's really nice in there. It's clean, like it smells nice.
We got a bunch of sick sauces from Washington.
Oh, I thought you were going to say from Jack in the Box.
Oh, yeah, no.
Jack in the Box didn't give us any sauces, even though
the front desk, maybe they have ranch. I think you'd be like, now you're pushing it.
Oh my god. We're just happy we're safe, we're sound, and we're in bed eating. I don't mind cold food, like, or like lukewarm food. Like, I'll just eat my McDonald's, I don't care. But Austin wanted to warm his up. I'm like eating my fries, like waiting for him, watching Impractical Jokers, and he starts just going like, what the hell? What is this? What does this mean? And I'm hearing like this woman's voice, like, jollez-vous, or something. And I'm like, what is going on? And I come out there, and the microwave is all in French. I've never seen a French microwave before. It was all in French.
I swear to God, look at this. Show the camera. I'm trying everything. That's got to be French, right? Yeah, it's French. Like, look, everything's in French. The only thing that's not, pizza. Like, seriously. Like, is that a potato? Like, is this a flour?
Intense.
Or an egg? Like, and like, look. Like, depart? 8 minutes and 12 seconds. What the
What? How do you stop it?
This is gonna be a really warm poutine.
And instead of start, it was like depart. We're like, depart the food. He's like, the food is departing. Like there was like poisson of like for the fish. And like, I don't even know. We were just laughing at that point, honestly. And then McDonald's gave us no cutlery. Austin got a poutine. He has to use a coffee stir stick for his poutine because they didn't give him a fork. So we phoned down and we're like, hey, do you guys have cutlery down there? And they're like, yes, sir, we'll bring it right up to you. We're like, oh, okay, thank you. You might have to order it in French.
Hey, is there by any chance you guys have any kind of cutlery down there? Just a fork. Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. They're gonna bring up a fork.
Oh, wow. Not even 5 minutes. They brought it right up. Like, what an actual gentleman. We were like, oh my God, we feel like kings now. We were just so happy. That was quick.
What a sweetheart. He was nice. He was nice. And it's a solid fork too. You know, not those flimsy ones that some places give you that you can't really dig in with.
And the window's open right there. I'm really worried his phone is gonna go falling out the window or something.
I'm gonna go try and heat these up.
Boisson.
Yeah, I'll put them on boisson.
Okay, so the next morning we woke up and Austin had a message from Airbnb or a phone call or something like that. We're talking about your refund, your request for a refund from Patricia's thing. And they were like, we reached out to Patricia and she said, and I was like, there was no she. Like, I don't get this. His name, he's told us his name and it was not the name. I'm giving alias names obviously, but like they were not the same name at all. The girl on the phone was like, yes, we contacted Patricia. She agrees to a full refund, so we will have that refund processed to you. And Austin's like, thank you. So we got a full refund for both. They were just gonna take a few business days, but Austin got the money back for both of them. So happy. We just had to pay for one hotel, which was the hotel we stayed in. We had a good night and everything was good after that. We had a beautiful sleep. The sheets were nice and clean and warm, and we got to wake up refreshed and enjoy Vancouver for the last day, go and do some things in the morning, then come back, check out, and then go to our flight and go home. The parking ticket, the one we got in Victoria, because of all of this that happened, Austin forgot to pay the parking ticket. So last night, actually, it was the owner of the vehicle, because we rented a vehicle, contacted him and they were like, you have a pending fine that you need to pay. And he's like, what? For what? He's like, why would I have a fine? Like, what did I do? Like, we didn't scratch the car. We left it clean, like all of this gas and everything in it. And then I said to him, what about the parking ticket? And he's like, oh my God, that's literally what it was. So it was a $40 parking ticket. Austin paid it right away. And so he forgot to pay it. Good thing the app and the guy was really nice, but yes, so he paid. And then an update with the Airbnb with the chain that broke. They fixed it and they didn't charge us for that. So another win, another win. Everything is good. Life is good. Sorry about the huge story time, but this is literally the day where everything went wrong. I know you guys love story times. Everything in this video was true and real, and it was just a bad day. But you know what? It's a bad day, not a bad life. And I want you guys to remember that. So that was it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day, everyone. And I will talk to you guys all in my next one. Bye! Love each other. Mwah!